cram. Cause it's hard being black and gifted. Sometimes I just want to throw it all down and get left it by the nose in my neighborhood. It's the best test around. Samson shit is blessed. Got the whole town on lockdown.
That's what I want to do. Fucking genius.
It is horrible, dude.
Legalize this shit, please.
Amazing.
Oh, I think that's the scene where the guy feeds the horse and then the horse dies. And that's like the plot of the whole movie. His friend who was high gave candy to a horse.
That's Half-Baked?
I think that's the whole movie. Yeah.
Haven't seen it. Because that one, they're trying to get their friend out of prison, right?
It's like a combination of things. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen the movie when it came out 20 years ago.
Spoil it. I haven't seen it yet. Didn't Bob Saget direct it?
It's a Dave Chappelle production, I think, or he I don't know if he was just an actor on it, but he was in the movie.
It was like Dave Chappelle and then his partner from Chappelle's show. What's his name? Neil Brennan.
Neil Brennan, yeah.
And then I think Bob Saget directed it.
Wow.
Or something, or produced it.
Yeah. Okay, so this was one of the, not to, shit on a guy for pre-planning things he wants to say, but this is one thing that I felt like sharing because it just happened last night. It was a fresh thing that, there was a man at the casino who, fell off his chair. I don't know if it was a heart attack or a stroke or he's just, pretending he's dying because he doesn't want to, lose his bet. Who the fuck knows, People you'll meet people at their worst there. And my friend is a psycho. Most of my close friends are psychos, but I find them funny. So I basically decided I'm going to surround myself with insane people in the hopes that I get material.
Cool. And
it does cost you. So for example, this guy falls off his chair and then $100 chip rolls over in our direction. So I'm going to make sure not to say his name, but he steps on the coin, on the chip, and he's like, Samson, you're going to pretend to tie your shoes and I'm going to let go of the coin and then you're going to hand it to me later so that no one notices that he did it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was really drunk. So when I bent down, so everybody's helping this guy who fell off his chair and the chip rolled.
Who may be dying.
As I'm bending down to help pick up this chip, I lose balance myself and then I fall over. So people were looking at him and then they're all looking at us because someone else is having a heart attack. What's going on, So I'm laying there and I can't move and I'm trying to reach under his foot because he moved his foot back on it and now it looks like he's on my hand. The whole thing was retarded.
Jesus Christ.
Nothing ended up happening. We ended up actually just gambling it and losing it.
Nice, as you do.
One time though, I found a $25 chip and I just kept it and cashed it out and that apparently is a sign that I'm not a gambling minded person. For me, I was I just made $25.
Yeah, right.
Anybody else apparently would have just gambled it right away just because it's I don't even know why.
It's free, so that would be free potential.
Well, if they lose it, it's I never had it.
A free loss.
That's happy.
Yeah, it's like a free loss.
The self-rationalizations after people leave the casino is always the most annoying conversation.
Oh, it's so fun. Well, I put in 300.
Always,
I went down for a little while.
Have your friend trying to rationalize to you for your approval? I was going to sell my mom on Kijiji anyway. It's fine.
I'm going to make I got a big bonus at work, so it's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah, I'm basically up $1,000.
That was cool. I just want to eat for 2 weeks. That's fine. I don't mind.
No problem.
Well, believe me, I'll be fine.
I'm down 600, but technical, last week, I won a bunch, so, whatever.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm
basically up.
Yeah. And then it's what happened before last week, and it's it's a cycle.
Yeah, the only time we went to the casino was with this, with the Vietnamese guy that I used to work with.
Okay.
And
is this the transporter? I got mixed up.
Yeah,
okay.
Literally Jason Statham.
Okay.
And it was my first time ever in a casino. And I hold off for an hour, and I'm I just watch. I don't know the etiquette. I don't know fuck you, signs.
Yeah, where do you
whatever.
sit? Where do you look?
Yeah, who to look at and whatever. But then I sit down, take a bunch of money out, $100. I take $100 out. That's it, which is peanuts. And then I realize it's only $25 chips, and that's the minimum.
Oh, yeah,
I'm fucked. So I can play four. So I can play 4 times,
which goes by really fast.
Yeah,
sure
4
does.
times, and that's it. But then 3 times in a row, I get blackjack.
Fuck yeah.
First time.
You know what? I would have done side bets the whole night and lost it all slowly.
Right.
That's
See,
fine.
side bet, I don't even know. There's that other little thing
Yeah.
you can do, double up. Dude, not a clue. Not a clue.
Yeah, blackjack. Yeah, we had a good night that night.
Yeah, that was
we
great.
all won hundreds
Nice.
of dollars.
Yeah, no, because I was up I was 200. I was up $100.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. She looks good, eh?
Yeah.
Dude, this is
Place
trippy.
your bets.
If you go
Oh,
play,
she's on so much coke right now. Are you kidding me? Dude.
just chill, real chill coke, But if you play online, You
Yeah.
can play like live somewhere.
She can't even
like,
feel her face right now.
You
Probably.
can play live with someone in Cyprus. Like
Yeah.
she's in Cyprus or Luxembourg right now or some shit.
Yeah, and it's
Well,
just
she's
a real
on like
black-
the Limitless pill right now.
It's just
yeah,
a real
word,
blackjack
word.
game.
Nice, nice.
God.
Oh, wow. Oh,
you
she's
typing?
typing? With her mind.
Thank you for session.
Interesting.
Bye. Wow, dude.
Dude, I used to work for an online
No,
gambling company.
you were her.
Can you?
I don't think I
uh,
could say that publicly.
Oh no,
Yeah, sure you can.
Okay.
I was just quoting my friend when I said that earlier.
You
But
die
my
tomorrow.
friend, yeah. Yeah, no, it was interesting to say the least.
What did you do? You did this?
I just like there were moments where like they showed it to me, and like they showed me like, yeah. I don't think I can talk about this. I'm
Okay.
incriminating myself.
Whoa. For real?
Wow.
Like I said, I was just quoting my friend who happened to do exactly what I just said.
I bet it's really good money. Like I bet,
I don't know, man.
dude, to work in an online casino.
I don't know.
It's funny that like they need to make it like seem more authentic because like it costs way more money to do this and not just have like
I don't know. You
Just, like,
think?
CGI
Well, that's
people?
the thing. But
like they must make more money because this has been going like I've seen this get bigger and bigger
look at
and
this.
bigger over the last 5 years.
This is an hour stream or an hour. Oh, highlights.
Yeah, so they
As
got to
if-
pay.
What do you mean
these-
highlights? Is this basketball?
They got to pay these people, and it must be worth it.
Do you think they make like? No, there's no way they make like.
There's
commission.
some online gambling companies that like can barely keep the lights on.
Oh, yeah.
Because like yeah, there's like there's apparently like every time they're on the phone with someone that's costing them like hundreds of dollars just to do the outbound or so just to do the inbound sales stuff to like get someone to deposit more and into their account and things like that. Apparently it's
Right.
very costly to keep that operation
Yeah.
going. So like
Yeah.
all you need is like a combination of gamblers actually getting lucky and then losers managing to get refunds because of technical issues on the website.
Right.
gotta be a headache.
Enough problems can actually like take them down, but they don't seem to be getting taken down. It's more the law that's a threat. Apparently, if you research the law for like online gambling in Canada, it's like a legal gray zone they call it, which means like the companies that are stationed in Montreal probably just view it as a hit job. They're like, all right, we're gonna make as much as we can. If we get busted, we have no paper trail. It's all like they don't print anything at these companies. It's all just digital.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely
Right.
got to be. Yeah, what is it? What are the? It's like.
But if the government comes down on
the
them, it's like
business
they'll
of
probably
addiction.
lose. It's just they're just taking advantage of the gray zone while they can. I have no idea what their long-term plans are. It's probably not. It's probably very short-term. You know, it's like typical gangster mentality. You're living 5 feet ahead of you. You know, they're just like it's a hit job.
Yeah.
What can they get out of it? And then they already know what they can expect to lose if they get caught. If they already determine it's probably worth it either way. You know.
Does the Montreal casino book comedians?
I think they used to, or they,
Dude, that's got to be
Yeah.
like $2,000 a gig.
also it must be one of the worst
Easy.
gigs ever.
Well, exactly, highest paid but worst gig.
Dude, like,
right?
have you ever done valet at the Montreal casino when you're leaving and then the guy expects you to give him like a huge tip because he got your car?
Like $20
And you're
or
like,
some
dude, I
shit?
just lost my life savings. And then he's like, and then if you don't tip him, he's like, and it's like, you're in the worst location on earth right now to
Yeah.
like, have empathy. For people to care.
Because the
No
house
one cares
always
in that
wins.
room.
Maybe one out of
But then one guy-
5,000 people
one
coming
guy-
out is gonna win big.
But that guy who hits big will then actually tip the guy maybe like $500. Who knows? If someone wins like the lottery there.
Yeah.
So like he's banking on the fact that someone gets really lucky probably. But it's like if that guy's not tipping you, pretty much just understand that his life is ruined.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like you lost every penny and you're not gonna give me $1. Okay, that's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
the casino's wild.
Dude, I love this, dude. This is like Big Brother to me, but like condensed into.
watching.
I used to follow a guy on these kind of shows who always like wore his glasses and they all look
I was just gonna say, dude, look at this guy here, bro. Look at that fucking guy.
lavish scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all do this
Like
for
the
a living.
like the hat's
man.
down low.
It's Dog
and
the
then
Bounty Hunter
like,
on the other side.
Yeah.
Fucking
what do
John
you-
Voight's twin brother.
Like what's the longevity of this career? You know?
Oh, dude,
how
look at
do
that
you-
guy. He's at least fucking 70. Maybe he's 45.
Are these? This is the.
My dad knows a guy actually who years ago he like apparently bet like he used to gamble a lot on sports, and he would make like
Go talk to this
he was
guy.
making shitloads of money on sports betting, and he would
Yeah.
he just kept it all in cash in his mom's apartment. Like he lived with
Holy
his mom,
fuck.
and he had piles of cash. So it was like you know that movie 21 or whatever it came out.
Oh, yeah, with Kevin Spacey.
There were, was it with Kevin? There was a Canadian version that I saw.
They count cards.
It was about
for
card
blackjack.
counting, yeah. This guy who was super smart, and he ended up getting into like a Harvard or something because he
Yeah.
was gambling.
True
That's
story, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Remember that movie? He would always say, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Anyway, so my dad knew a guy who was like on a winning streak, like big time, making like all of his money at this point just betting on sports. And apparently one of the things that dinged him the hardest, where he lost like most of his money, was on a Mike Tyson fight.
Oh yeah.
So like
Shit.
to me, I mean, I don't know if this is a funny concept, but it's always been in my head where it's like, if you ask him today, now he like lost everything and he's like all fucked up. His nickname was the Snake, so I imagine he's not a normal guy, you know. If your nickname is the Snake and you're not from the WWE, you're probably a piece of shit, you know. Like he doesn't have a snake around his neck. He's just a guy who I don't know, fucks hookers and bets on boxing.
All right.
Snake.
Cool,
So whatever. So like apparently he lost all his money on this Tyson fight, where like apparently it's the one where Tyson claimed that he broke his back was like this.
I broke my back.
Yeah,
Spinal.
So that classic night, I always imagine like him, like if someone asks you like, so what happened? You had everything going for you, it seemed. What happened? And then all he has to show for it is a little like soundbite on his iPhone of a guy going spinal. Like that's where it all went, you know. It's in other words, like how do you not kill yourself if you just like your life went down the drain because a guy who's not injured is saying spinal, and like that's what happened, you know.
The Snake is resilient.
The Snake, yeah.
He moves on.
The snack.
I played 21 with him in basketball once, and he was like I met him when I was a kid. I never.
21.
The one time I met him in person, and he was like this really fucked up. You know what I mean by snake? He was very like slithery in nature.
Yeah.
You ever see a guy who all they're missing is
Yeah.
like all he was missing was that last thing.
Yeah.
Wears a leather jacket at an outside court in like Hampstead. He kind of dressed like the guy from Uncut Gems.
Oh yeah. You see that?
Fuck.
Yeah, I
You
saw
watch
that.
it?
I saw the
that.
movie.
I still
man.
haven't seen it, man.
fucking
Oh,
fantastic.
yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, but
I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I already
funny.
spoiled the whole thing for him.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care.
I was like, The Weeknd's in it, and he is the
He's
Weeknd
the
in the
Weeknd.
movie.
Do they call him like the week or
Yeah,
Bell
he's
or
the
whatever his name
Weeknd.
is?
Yeah,
That's fucking.
he's playing himself. He's so much playing himself that he's fucking spoiler.
yeah,
alert.
Conan in this
doing
thing.
coke in the bathroom. With
He said it's a
girl.
cry for help. This movie's actually his biography for Adam Sandler. This was just like Sandler's
Yeah.
cry for help.
Well,
Sandler got a huge fucking deal. He's doing 3 more Netflix movies.
Yeah.
And I think the whole thing was like $260 million, man. It's
That's
so funny, man.
Fuck yeah.
immense.
He just does like, he'll do like a Pixels and a fucking like, what's it called? The twin siblings?
I never saw
Jack
that one.
and Jill.
Jack and
That's,
Jill.
that's
He'll
when
do
he
all
lost.
these shitty
That's when
ones.
he lost me. When I saw Jack and Jill in theaters, I was like, okay, I'm done.
But then
You
he'll
went
come back
on in
with like
theaters.
a
No,
funny
I didn't
That's
see
bold.
it. When I saw the preview, I'm saying I was
In
like,
theaters.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, fuck this.
yeah.
But
But
then he
I-
comes back and he does like a Punch Drunk Love or a Spanglish or a fucking Funny People or whatever, and
Yeah.
people are like, oh, he's still serious about it, you know,
Yeah,
blah blah
yeah.
blah. But man, mark my words, Adam Sandler is gonna. It hasn't
Here it
even been
is.
planned yet.
Here it
He's
is.
going to win an Oscar for doing a biopic.
Sure, I
of
love
Leonard,
Sandler.
of Leonard Cohen.
Dude, one of my favorite movies is Little Nicky.
He'll play. Oh yeah.
Did you see Little Nicky?
Of course.
No.
Huge.
No?
Huge.
No.
Man, it's one of his most underrated movies.
Yeah,
Underrated,
with what's it? Harvey Keitel. as the devil.
Rodney Dangerfield is in it.
One of his
Fuck,
last
wow.
movies, I think.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Man,
movie.
you never
No.
you
He's
know
the
the
son of the
character.
devil.
The character he does is like a demon who got hit in the face with a shovel. So like his brothers are jealous of him. So like his voice. Imagine for the entire movie, he's like this. Like he's like acting like he got hit by a shovel, and his voice is like, "Hey, Julian," and like this girl he meets on Earth who doesn't know he's a demon on Earth. That's why he's always wearing a jacket. And he's always cold because it's like not in hell.
Right.
So like he eats Popeyes and like he learns how to be a human. It's like, you know that when the Terminator learns how to socialize,
Yeah.
it's like a retarded Sandler demon, but also learning how humans interact. So this woman's like, "So where are you from?" And he's like, "I'm from the South, the deep South, the deep South." Like and then he laughs at himself. The deep South.
That movie, that movie's so weird, man. Out of this world.
Yo, the best part is that God in that movie is a black DJ.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah. Oh man, I mean whatever. It's a fucking old movie at this point, but it's just so hilarious because like at a certain point he learns how to use like good powers versus evil powers.
Okay.
Release the good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my mom's Catholic, so like I was raised that all of this God shit is possibly true. Dude, like it was maybe a year ago that I stopped being scared of the dark. Like I was like, it's pretty fucking pathetic.
For you.
Dude, yeah. Dude,
Same,
I get
same.
sleep paralysis till this day.
Wow, really?
Till this day, dude, it's supposed
How
to
often?
end. Like if I'm laying down like facing up, I'm almost and there's an 80% chance that I'll like experience it.
Whoa, just like
so weird.
There's
if I'm facing up,
position
if I'm
that-
facing on my side, I usually sleep on my chest, which apparently is horrible for your back.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Whoa,
really
so
fucking
you
taking
have
care
to
of myself at all, anyways.
So sleep paralysis is more likely to affect you if you're sleeping a certain way.
I mean, me it does at least.
That's crazy.
I saw a pulmonologist recently, and I might
What's a pulmonologist?
for sleep apnea
Lungs.
because I have a deviated septum.
Retard.
I have a deviated
jeez.
septum, not from drugs. I was
Same.
just born that way.
Yeah. Lady Gaga, nice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
was Lady Gaga born
this
with it?
movie
Yeah, she
looks
was born that way.
sick.
Yeah,
Dude,
this
it
movie's
is
fantastic,
sick.
dude. Best parts.
Oh, and that bird like fucks Hitler in the ass at some point.
No way.
Puts a pineapple.
Dude,
up it.
I was at I
Deserves
was at
it.
my grandfather's birthday today, and I have like siblings who have friends who came, like other Italian people that are like in their 60s who just visited because the wife is my grandfather's caretaker, and this guy who knows I'm Jewish, I don't know where, because they're drinking wine all night and I'm not, or throughout the day, comes up to me, I don't know where, and just goes, Hitler was Jewish, right? And I was just like, what the fuck? So like my dad tries to help me, I guess, and he chimes in. He's like, "Oh, did you know Jesus was Jewish?" And then the guy is like, "Bah, bah, yeah. He's one of those guys who's always like, "Bah, who is this guy?" But like doesn't actually care. Like you're in a circle where like, let's say you're at an open mic. Like I saw this happen at Grumpy's on a Tuesday night where this like new guy went up, and I hear in the background this like bro type guy was like, "Bah, who is this guy?" And it's like, why are you even saying like? Okay, yes, we don't know. We all don't know who he is. Give him a chance. Wait until he bombs to then be negative. But new guy on a list of comics no one's seen. But he picked this one Asian kid who was like quirky. But who is this guy?
Who's this guy?
I'm just like, fuck you.
So you're half Roman Catholic Italian, half Jewish.
Russian Jew. Yeah.
Half Russian Jew.
Yeah. You'd think I would be like a better drinker from the Russian side, but no. My dad used to drink
You're
a
not a
shitload
good
back in the
drinker.
day. Yeah.
You can't even get one of these Budweisers down. What's
No,
wrong?
I'm gonna.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to like fucking. For those watching, I'm like also on a slight hangover, rejuvenating myself.
Dude, it's been like a 4-week hangover. We've been trying to do this podcast
What's
for
your
like a
favorite?
month.
What's your favorite thing about being Jewish?
Both of us. What's that?
let me
What's your
think.
favorite thing about being Jewish?
Yeah.
I mean, having a bar mitzvah is pretty clutch. Like, you just invite a bunch of like people in your school that like you're not even friends with, and like, some of them show up. You're supposed to bring $36 for the person who hosted the party and give them $36 as a gift.
36.
36 is the standard amount.
Whoa, like biblically?
I mean, like since my dad's generation, it was 36. Or if you don't know the person, some people opt for 18, which is that mathematically half of 36?
Yes.
True.
Okay.
Wow, okay,
So,
I like it. It lines up.
Wait.
Yeah, I remember going to bar mitzvahs with a $36 check in one pocket
check.
and an 18 in the other, and just decide if I'm this guy's friend. Like if the party was good, if I want a prize, yeah, here's 36. But like that's not the normal
I
thing
got
to
it
do.
right here for
Wait,
you.
36. Oh.
Sad Keem.
It's twice 18.
Well, no, that's
Life.
No, you have to look up like bar mitzvah donation.
Oh, that's very helpful. The number 36 is twice 18.
Oh, just write bar mitzvah, $36.
36. Oh, wow. With the symbol.
What's the reason for the custom of giving money gifts?
18. Chai. Okay.
Or life?
Life. Okay.
Life tea.
Here you go. 18 bucks. That's it, huh?
No, but
it,
that's the minute. Like if you give someone 18, you know that like a girl I know who didn't like me gave me 18. I remember I got an $18.
So that's like
check.
tipping 10%.
Oh,
In a sense, yeah.
Ouch, man.
Yeah.
Ouch. Anyone ever give $54?
Well, to answer your question about being Jewish, also one of the
Right,
benefits.
Right, yeah,
We
sorry.
just kind of
54. I don't know. Once a kid gave me one kid gave me like $3.75 because like he's super rich.
Whoa, like
And-
$3.75.
No.
This kid's so rich that like he has like an indoor hockey arena and shit, or
Whoa, was he a Bronfman?
just another random family, like a Westmount guy, super
Right,
rich guy.
yeah, yeah.
And it's crazy how money talks. Like I've maybe
Yeah.
spoken to him 4 times, and I'm like, Jake's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy,
He literally
dude,
bought my
man.
likingness.
He's not a bad guy.
Tells me to fuck off the next day at school. I'm like, oh,
Nice. Cool.
Still love you, bud.
Cool. But
that
yeah,
money
everything
coming.
about being Jewish, though, dude. Come on.
What's a
That
good thing about being
$375,
Jewish?
was that it?
Well, I was gonna
Yeah,
say like
that
I don't understand
$375.
why non-Jewish families don't like copy the custom of like inviting people who give money as a gift.
Right, yeah.
So on the Catholic side, like they'll give you gold and stuff for your confirmation, I think, or
Okay. Gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
like Italians will give you like a gold necklace or something, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you have to go through the trouble of selling
They
it.
give that little fucking
Yeah.
sperm necklace.
Yeah, the sperm necklace, the golden
What's that
sperm.
called? The
I have
golden
no
sperm.
idea. I know what he's
What?
talking about. It's like a
Yeah, look up Italian
golden-
golden sperm necklace.
golden sperm necklace. Yeah.
My friend Anthony had one of those golden.
It's true. I don't even know what that is.
And it is just a
Is it like
sperm.
the blood of Christ, like a blood drop?
The sperm of
Oh
Christ.
yeah,
Look at that.
That's
for
it.
real. This
Oh, it's literally a sperm whale in that one, but that's
Italian horn
legit.
pendant.
horn. Oh, it's probably a ram's horn or some shit.
Oh, it's a horn. Interesting.
Like one of those
Oh,
weird
the
ram's
ram,
horn.
a bull.
Yeah, isn't that like
I mean, that's
biblical,
pretty hard. I'd fuck with it.
It's so weird how
Dude, that's
humans
calm,
use
bro.
like animal symbols, eh?
Cum.
Like I used to be like kind of like interested in this as a kid growing up because like because of the Catholic thing. I was like, oh, are there people who pray to the devil? Does that exist? And there are, and you find out there are.
Yeah.
And the symbol for like Satanism is a goat or something.
Yeah.
And then I used to think growing up like, are goats inherently evil? Like, is there? So you go to a petting zoo, you see a goat, you're like, I'm not
Holy
fucking feeding the
fuck.
goat.
Fucking touching that.
Yeah, fuck the goat. I don't know. It's like it's cute being a kid growing up where you can believe all this.
Yeah.
You know?
So do
Yeah.
you practice as a Jew?
No, not at all. Not at all. It would be too hard. Honestly.
Was there a time?
Supposedly, Judaism was like the first religion offered to like Romans and stuff at a certain point in history, but Christianity took on faster because it was easier to do with less rules. But it was still extremely hard in comparison to having no rules.
Yeah.
But to be Jewish, to go from like pagan, like I just fucked my uncle and then I fucked a goat, and now I'm gonna go to I'm not eating bacon.
Right.
It's like a big jump.
That's a big
you know?
jump.
So
That's
from
right.
pagan to Jewish was like it was more like the I guess it was aristocrat, like elite.
Yeah, the bourgeois.
The more the bourgeois, I thought
religion.
Judaism was interesting because it was like, oh, this is like complex and interesting. But Christianity ended up being the main thing adopted into
Edict
the,
of
Yeah, it was
Milan,
like a
baby.
fallout. They're
Got
like, oh, we need
politicized.
something else that's not as many rules
became
that we can
politicized
sell to the Romans.
unify the whole nation and all that shit.
What's
Yeah,
his
then-
name? Constantine?
Constantine, yeah.
313. That's the only thing I remember from university at all.
Good. Doing you good.
Yeah.
But you just reminded me of something.
Go on.
So like the hypocrisy in religion is always what interested me. Like for example, like even tonight at dinner, like in casual conversation, you'll hear someone talk shit about someone. Like Tony. Oh man,
Tony.
Tony was a real sick. He's a sick guy. That guy. I mean, God rest his soul.
Wow, yeah.
But he's dead. I mean, God rest his soul. But that guy's he was a sick guy though.
Yeah, man.
So like 1 second later, it's like you're nice, but a second before you were just talking shit about him.
That reminds me of like the Canadian who's only got a veneer of politeness, but it won't save your life. You know,
Like thin
like
veiled
oh, bud,
shit.
geez, you fell off your bike there, bud. Oh, you're
Holy
bleeding
fuck,
from
yeah.
the skull,
Dude,
bud.
Buddy,
Bud
you're talking
stuff.
about buddy, dude.
Yeah,
Hey,
sorry, bud, I
hey,
gotta go to
buddy.
work.
Buddy, hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
You doing okay there, bud?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Man, okay, we're on Etsy. This reminds me.
What is this?
Do you know, we were looking this up the other day. Do you know what sounding is?
Okay.
Dude,
Here we go.
You're in for
Sounding.
a treat, dude. It's when,
You're
look at this.
inspired.
Look at this shit. Sounding kit. Amazon. For
Dude.
beginners, you know?
Oh no.
Dude. Okay.
Let's have him guess what he thinks.
Yeah, what do you
Sound.
think this is for?
A sounding kit?
Yeah,
What
click
do you-
into one so we can't
No.
read.
I have really bad eyes, so this looks like a toolbox. Kind
Okay,
of,
yeah, exactly. It is a toolbox. What do you think this is? What do you think this is for?
to ring on. Like, It's like a prong that you can hear. Like, "Ding."
Okay.
No,
No, not quite. Not quite.
is this related to
Whoa,
music?
dude!
I
Look
know.
at that one.
Wait.
You shove this in your dick. What is it?
Oh,
There
you
it is.
got
Ding, ding,
it.
ding, 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 ding,
no,
ding.
no kidding. You actually do that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Look.
multi-sized
Wow, this guy's a sick guy.
dick rod.
Hey, look. Hagar. I love the brand too.
Well, at least they call it like
Ew.
urethral
Why is
sounds.
Why are they all bent though? I don't get it.
Because they gotta get.
Because your cock's bent.
It
kinda,
feels
I
better
think.
that way.
Oh, look. It comes
Whoa.
with the fucking.
Dude, how big is that last one?
That's big.
Why do I imagine every kid who had an EpiPen also using this? Like, hey, you want to go play basketball? He's like reading the news during recess with his sounding kit in
He
his dick.
gets stung by a bee, and he's like, "Oh, where is
Yeah.
it?" And all of his sounding rods come out. Ah! I'm dying, and everyone knows my
But
secret.
wait, okay, there's
Don't forget to disinfect your sounding.
Yeah, how
kit.
do we find out about this? Oh,
at this
the
shit.
reviews are amazing.
The
yeah.
reviews, dude. Look at this shit. How do I?
Sales gone up since isolation has been happening in society because of the coronavirus.
Oh, probably. Yeah, you got to do something at home by yourself.
Okay, yeah. Look for the.
Yeah.
Easy to use.
The
High.
reviews of the sounding kit.
Yeah, dude. Okay. Good set for the money. Easy to use. Safer insertion. Okay, but wait.
Jesus.
Can we sort by
I didn't
one?
think these people talk or anything. They just like
Yeah, the one star.
they just
They-
put
they
on
are
9-inch
people.
nails on full blast and wear a leather suit and just finger their own dicks.
3. I love 3.
Yeah, go middle of the road. 3 stars.
No,
good.
but why is there no?
Who knows?
When you do this, Oh, good set. Only 4 stars. Oh, they're the same one.
It may
See, like-
not be satisfying
yeah,
to those who prefer
okay,
some
wait,
prostate
wait.
simulation.
No,
These
but-
are the kind of guys you see, like a guy with a mullet and a leather jacket from like Ottawa, like, but he's not into metal or trailer trash. He's just a weirdo who like eats eyelids,
Yeah.
like fucking
yeah.
puts on like Bon Jovi and like kills someone.
Yeah.
he only listens to
Yeah.
Shots
Oh, here
Fired.
we go. Here we go. Oh, I have found 3 of these in the set that can't be used because the matching tip is rough. Sharp edges.
Oh, this
Well,
is the picky chooser.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the guy who just puts it in for a second. He's like, nope, not right.
Managed to get up to size 10. Beyond that, why? Not into disfiguring myself for a little pleasure,
Okay.
but to each their own. Hey, to each their own.
You know, on Shark Tank where they
True.
try the drink and they're like, whoa,
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah.
Like this guy puts a thing in his dick and he's like, whoa.
Like now he's weirded out. He's
Yeah,
like, this
yeah,
is
yeah.
crazy.
Look, I like the idea, but I don't like the product, so for me, I'm out.
Yeah, imagine this on Shark Tank.
Because some of these
That'd be fantastic.
Okay, because we found one, and it said the comment was
Oh my God, I'm so glad you guys like fucking prepared this and shit because I
Yeah,
didn't even know
yeah.
this was a.
We prepared
I didn't
this
even
for
know this
sure.
existed.
no, but it said but the review it was 1 star and it said good but used. You know?
How could that possibly be?
Dude, I didn't know this was an element of humanity. Like I didn't know this.
I
was
know,
happening.
dude.
Ooh,
like
look at those
there's
ones.
you'd be surprised.
I thought it was always like, oh, did you know that you hear so and so put a pencil in his dick hole and enjoy. I didn't know it was a kit.
Can you type in vintage
But then again,
sounding
dildos
kit?
exist, so
Oh,
naturally,
hang on. Let's
this
go like
exists too.
wait,
Yeah.
used sounding
Yeah.
kit.
Oh, that's fucked up. No fucking. It has to. It obviously exists. It obviously exists.
Bakes and Rosebud.
All
you-
brass.
Yeah. Oh, brass?
No, I would
Amazon.
put in vintage.
Catheters and sounds, you know?
How does he sound when he calls 811 for like a possible emergency? Like, yeah, so my friend.
Wow. Best Buy. Wow, Best Buy.
Why are they called sound?
Not a clue.
Kits?
I don't know.
Hey, so I have a fever. And by the way, hypothetically. He brings it up. Hypothetically, I mean, I'm just saying an example, you know.
Oh, look, here, look. Sounding. Why is it called sounding? Called the sound. Long has been used
So you make fucked up sounds.
by
when you use it.
physicians to relieve persons who have
Scarring in the ureter, usually because of previous infection, which leads to narrowing and difficulty urinating. Oh, so it was a common medical
and
procedure.
then like some fucking weirdo was like,
for
yo,
an
doc,
inflamed
keep doing
urethra.
it. Yo, hey, doc,
And
keep
he's
going.
like, don't stop.
The best was when they had like their first like angel investor who came out of nowhere. Like, listen, I need to invest in this. This is crucial to my life. Like, I need you
Hey,
people.
honestly, not a bad idea.
Could that possibly
eBay,
feel
dude.
good?
Would you buy this
Used?
from eBay?
Dude, they look
No
like
fucking
they
way.
look like kebab skewers.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that's too much.
Surgical set. All right. Well, and here we are.
That's too much.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck these people.
All right, but
I don't have a problem losing my sounding base. You know, like my people
your
who
fans.
would have supported me who fucking do this. Yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah, that's nuts, you know?
No, because you can't relate to them. Like, hey man, can I borrow your pencil? And bad example. Hey man, can you fucking help? My car's stuck in your neighbor. If I know he sounds, or is that the verb? He's a sounder.
He's a sounder.
I'm not even gonna ask him. I don't know what to expect out of this guy.
what are you,
know?
an anti-soundist?
I guess so. Listen, you gotta be. If I'm gonna be anti something, it's this.
Normalized sounding. That's what I say.
Yeah. Dangers of sounding.
Come on.
Nah, that's
The dangers. I don't want it. Don't ever click that. In fact, clear the history right now.
I'm definitely sound phobic.
Yeah.
same.
You're sound
yeah,
phobic.
I can confidently say that, I think. Why not?
I'm sound curious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I like sound.
like, look how,
sound
like-
design, dude.
Sound design.
That's what we do sound design.
Fuck off.
We do sound. Look at
drum
those
kit.
ones, dude. Go
Where?
on. What?
Where? These. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Ooh, nice graphic. Ooh.
we're getting banned.
Ooh, dude.
getting banned.
Homie is up, dude. He's vertical.
Straight up. Why did it looks like a coffee
Well,
stir
this guy's
stick.
hard during it.
Yeah.
Right. I can't
think you
imagine
have
that would last. Yeah, you have to.
be-
You'd have
this-
to be.
You can't put this in your.
Here's the
sock,
question: if someone
yeah.
walks in on you, can you just rip it out? You know, like I don't know.
Do you have to unscrew it?
Yeah, what's the control? What's the damage control on this thing?
I think. Can't call it. I don't know.
This is
But
this is getting
How
weird.
just hiding a boner is hard, you know.
This
You
is
have to
getting
fucking
weird.
bend it back in your pants.
how do you know you're into this?
That's a good question.
Like, how do you
I
figure
don't have
out,
the
like,
answers.
you know what? Let's do this.
Think
Like,
about it.
oh,
How bleak your life has to be to the point where you're like, you know what? I do have the time to experiment on this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hey,
But what if someone has like a whole bunch of time because they've been doing so well, and they're just like, they've been really chasing those deals and
that's the
stealing
thing. Like, are they
contracts.
not enjoying just like having casual sex in a
maybe the
normal way?
casual
They have to take it
sex-
to the next level.
Yeah, maybe they're bored. They're bored of it.
man, speaking of
They're
that,
bored of it.
when I was a kid, I used to come home from school and watch what's it called, the Sex Talk with Sue Johansson.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that shit?
of course.
And
Sex Talk.
she and like that's some like old school shit. She's Canadian. I
Taught
think
me
she's-
everything I need to know.
Yeah, totally. And one guy called in and he's like, yeah, so I'm kind of like, I'm done jerking off. I don't like women. I don't like guys. And now I fucked the peanut butter. And,
This is a depressed guy.
Yeah, what else? Can you tell me what can I do? What can I do?
What?
And to come, Because jerking
can't
off
come.
is boring. Like jerking off is boring. Imagine this: jerking off is boring. Don't like guys and you don't like girls.
can
So what do you
only
do?
imagine.
But you want to come.
I would maybe like electrocute myself. I don't know.
Get into
I actually tried that recently.
masochism.
For real?
Yeah, like I have a switch in my apartment.
Like
This
your
is
dick?
so dumb. No, this is like on my hand.
Oh.
Like I've noticed, like I like a slight jolt
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's nice.
Sure.
It perks you up. It
For
happened
all
to
I
me-
know, it's burning multiple brain
It happened to
cells.
me
I
the
don't
other
know.
day. I was plugging something in, and it was just a weird. I had to, get behind this thing.
I saw your finger touch
I use
touch the thing.
electric
I was
shock
touching
treatment
all
for
of
no
them.
reason.
and
For fun?
It jolts you up. And the first thing I thought was like, people have to do this recreationally. Like there has to be a whole population of people that just shock themselves.
Okay,
This is like ADD shit that kids like to do that I'm just living in my adulthood. Shoving a knife into an outlet for entertainment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
The guy who's sounding next door thinks I'm a loser, like-
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this
man.
podcast took a turn.
Yeah.
I was thinking, speaking of like sex and stuff, like sex workers rather.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how like with the coronavirus and all that, I wonder if like escorts now are having a harder time getting clients if they're traveling internationally. Like some of them go on tour.
That's a good. That's a good
You know,
question.
I wonder
yeah.
if their income
Oh,
is
that'd be a
suffering.
huge. That'd be a huge.
Yeah.
I mean, sex work, like as a rule, is
'Cause they-
is more dangerous than the average job.
That's why they get tested every 3 months or
Right,
6 months,
but then
allegedly.
now with like I don't know if I should call it. I haven't followed. If I should call it a pandemic or whatever the fuck it's called.
the corona?
Australia has declared a pandemic.
Yeah.
In Italy, they're
Okay.
getting fucked up because like everyone
Jeez.
at my dinner tonight was talking about how in Italy they're like quarantining like northern Italy.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, I heard the other day that
Why not
10
southern?
That's
Yeah.
been happened before.
I heard that
That's happened
10%
before.
of the world was quarantined. That's crazy.
Point is, we haven't had to deal with like a government official like making sure we're in our quarters.
Yeah.
That's got to be a fucked up feel. I think I would go insane already. Like the claustrophobia that I would have in a small room could maybe manifest in like, oh, I can't leave this area of town. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
That'd be weird, man.
Send
But, like,
drones.
yeah, something like
Drones will be sending drugs across quarters.
yeah, like China. Basically, China's quarantined, right? Like
In a
China,
sense,
people
I think
can't
so.
fly out of China.
Well, I saw an article in the news actually
Most
where
of Southeast
they said
Asia.
they said how ever since it happened, ever since it came out, there's been an increase in racist related corona attacks.
Corona attacks.
Racist related corona attacks.
So like people attacking,
like people
Asian
attacking
people?
Asian people because
Oh.
they are angry at them. So
Whoa.
it's
yeah.
weird because my first thought seeing that article was, isn't that how, like why would you want to get the coronavirus? Like
Yeah.
Why go
why would you
close?
assault an Asian person and then get the coronavirus?
Yeah, then-
so like my racism.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. 'Cause if they're mad they have the coronavirus,
Look,
you shouldn't be assaulting them.
That's the
they're
thing.
gonna
My
get it.
racism is logical. Like,
Yeah, their racism is totally illogical.
if it's true that they all have it, I'm not going to start fucking attacking them.
Yeah, you go in peace. Go in peace.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if
That's
that's
crazy.
considered
But I mean,
racism,
isn't this like just a kind of a trend, like giant diseases, pandemics? Like if before this it was
Yeah, like
Ebola, before that it
H1N1,
was
like,
H1N1,
I didn't get
Zika
vaccinated for
virus,
that.
SARS. Like it goes back.
Do you guys get flu vaccines?
No.
I haven't got one since I was like 10.
No.
Me neither, fuck. And I'm glad I don't get them. I'm actually
You know what's
happy.
funny though is
I don't
that
wanna
like
get
most people who are not anti-vaxxers or like don't care about it, they haven't been vaccinated since they were like 10.
Yeah.
But they're not anti-vaxxers and they're like, but they look at anti-vaxxers and they're like, well.
Oh, it's an
Yeah.
easy target. Well, I'm not saying I'm anti-vaxxer, by the way. But
No.
like, I don't want my kid to get fucking polio.
Damn, I thought we were gonna get into it for a second.
You thought.
Yeah, a lot of people.
No, but it's
exactly.
funny. No, but
it's
because
an
like, why would
that's
you
'cause it's
voice
like
it? Why would you voice
'cause
not
it's like
getting
getting-
vaccines?
Your kid's walking on his hands because his leg is bent upwards. Like, at least it doesn't have autism. Like, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, but I mean, no, but like if he's like young, like in school, you know, like 12, like you
Yeah.
know, lots of coughing going on, lots of spitting, you know.
Yeah,
I saw
kids,
one
yeah.
interview on it was on like CNN or Fox or one of those, where there was an American that was coming back, I think from just Asia, not China specifically, and he was like quarantined for 2 weeks, and they were interviewing him about like the process and what it was like and blah blah blah, all that stuff, and he's like, he keeps saying he's totally fine, but he can't stop coughing the whole time, like he's really losing his breath, and like he's got his kid on his lap who's drinking a little water bottle, and he like rips the water bottle out of the kid's mouth. I was like, oh no, don't bring the kid into this. The kid might still be fine.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's the bracket. Our age bracket's chill though, right? We're in like that until 29, I think is the bracket, like 18 to 29. So we have like a 2% chance of dying from it, according to this like thing I saw.
What does
those
everyone
odds.
else have?
I like those odds.
Older people just higher odds, the younger people
Oh,
just
yeah.
higher. But 2%
Oh, for sure.
is like
No problem.
I had a health scare in 2018 where I had a 2% chance of dying, and I didn't think I was going to die at all. Like if I would have actually been in that category,
You weren't scared at all though?
Right.
I just thought, what are the fucking odds, you know?
Yeah, was it a tumor or was it a cancer? thing?
Micro calcifications, which were cancer.
Right.
So like just
Whoa.
I
appearing.
remember you.
Dude, I would have been
posted
shitting my goddamn pants if someone said I had a 2% chance of dying.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I
No, but
wasn't
you
sure.
have a.
That's 1 in 50.
Yeah, but if you cross the road, like you have like a.
Okay, fine.
I don't know.
I don't cross the road.
I'm a
That's the kind of
scientist.
person I am.
No, but didn't you post something? I remember you telling me a story about that, and you posted like a joke about it, and someone got mad or something.
I don't know. I just posted that I was fine. Like I save it for the good news. Like other people, dude, I had people like, oh, you should have taken a selfie from the hospital bed, and you would have gotten booked on more shows. And it's like,
Fuck off.
dude, I was on fucking oxycodone, like finally happy for once. You know, like
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't thinking of doing comedy. I was actually in a mental good place when I was taking basically synthetic heroin.
Right, there's got to be a lot of people, especially, man, I feel like as a comedian, there must be so many people that like come up to you and they're like, oh, you can have that one. Like they give you jokes. And
Someone came up to me. I'm not
like a
gonna
lot
say
of people, I think it's a profession that a lot of people think that they can do.
stand-up.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what would you think of like I just sort of started doing it? You know, like
This is gonna sound. I always just feel sorry for someone at first, because it's like fuck. Like okay, they must have something wrong with them. That I know a guy who's like, if not for comedy, is like a great looking guy, tall, in amazing shape, and the fact that he's even doing stand up, I just assume he has skeletons in his closet that I'm yet to find out. So if you were to just start doing comedy, it's like okay, he was already something in his deep subconscious realm to be an artsy guy at first.
Okay.
But just to do comedy also is like now you're implementing this OCD craftsmanship to something so silly. It's like okay, I didn't know. Apparently Nick is crazier than I thought he was. And then if you do well, I'd be really excited. But if you're not doing well in the beginning, it's like okay, is he at least a funny guy who can hone this eventually?
Right.
And then I would just see from there. But am I? What was the question? Like, would I be happy about it or what?
no, but I mean, like you must just see like how many like a lot of people being like, well,
Just like,
try
I
it
can
out.
do that.
And
Oh, I
like-
could do that.
Yeah, like
I give you jokes all the time, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I first started. Like, I used to give my brother jokes. Like, he used to do comedy, but he quit, and I used to give him ideas over the phone, and he'd be
Wow.
like, "Oh, that sucks. That's not funny."
Well, how does he know?
Oh, wow.
Well, because
weird.
I was young and I had no self confidence, so I would just be like, "Oh, okay, sorry," and then like try another random idea, and then next thing you know, he quits, moves on with his life. Like, I think 7 or 10 years later, now he has an actual real job now, and like he has his shit together in life. And then I ended up committing to karate, to comedy, and then doing it way longer and way more intensely than he does. So it's almost like I always knew I was going to end up doing it, but I didn't ever think to do it because even when I was younger and more crazier, I even knew that to just become a comedian and do it is like insane. It's an insane thing to be part of. It's always easier and more fun for regular people to just maybe like smoke a little, drink a little, and watch a guy who devoted his life to this obsession and sanity that he lives in, you know?
Right.
I mean, look. I mean, like, if you're not funny and you keep doing comedy, it's like abuse. You know, there are people who like just
yeah.
bomb every single time they go up, and they've been doing it for like 5-6 years, and all they do is bomb.
15 or 20.
Or 15 or 20, and it's like, okay, like this is like somebody who like pulls their own hair out and it claims to live a sustainable life.
Yeah.
It's like it's just an insanity that dude, let's think about it. If you fuck up your life committing yourself to comedy, you are the joke at that point. Like if
Totally.
you're just this nut job, like, oh yeah, that guy used to be a comedian, and turns out he's actually like, it's crazy when if it fails, it's like not only that you failed at that thing, you're known as a crazy guy in a non-useful way. Like if I did karate, I got a black belt, I quit. My excuse is very simple. I lost interest. It also wasn't the most practical self-defense that I've ever taken. It was very like, like old school karate shit that, and you see a video online of a fight happening, whenever the guy starts like this, it, cut forward to him getting fucking curb stomped. So like, but if you quit karate, no one's going to be like, oh, that's a weirdo who likes fighting. Is he a good fighter? Is he good? Hey, he did karate, but he quit, but he's just a regular guy now. So like, they're not going to think of you as this continual crazy person. But if you quit stand-up, it's like, we all remember when you really thought you were going to be like famous from being crazy.
Right.
Or at least sustainably like successful from just being crazy. It's like,
Right.
it's an equation. If you take the funniness and the craziness minus the funny, it's like, you ever see an act where they try to be like Mark Maron, they're sitting on a chair and like being quiet and negative.
Yeah.
And you think it's going to be like a cool, self-deprecating intellectual thing that he's going to bring you in, but it's actually just like a depressed, angry asshole.
Yeah, who's just like latching on
You know what
to
I'm saying?
someone
If
else's
you're,
style.
if you're going to do dark comedy, it has to be silly enough to balance it out and make it worth it.
Right.
So you've been doing comedy for what?
Five and a
years?
half years.
5.5 years.
Well, I did my first open mic in 2014, but like that was like I did that in like some other random open mic at a bar.
Yeah.
And just never thought in a million years that I would do it again. I wasn't nervous when I first did it. I was like, okay, this is like, it's like I'm doing a random thing. I tried trampolining the other day. I'm gonna try stand up today. Who gives a fuck? But it ended up being such a core part of my personality that when you keep writing ideas every day, it's hard to just not see it go anywhere.
Yeah.
So like if I lived in a country where they put a gun to my head and they're like, you can't do stand up, I would probably still have a withdrawal where I'm still writing ideas because I'm just convinced it'll be worthy somehow.
So stand up is kind of compatible with the way your brain already works.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's compatible with how my brain works. I'm always like, I don't like seeing ideas wither away. Like if I'm outside and I see like random people talking, for me that's like, oh, maybe there's a joke in there. I'll listen. Whereas other people are like, oh, those guys are fucking retards. I don't want to become dumber hearing what they just said. I invite it into my mind even more. And they're like, oh, these guys are giving me like comedy gold right now.
This
so
is
like,
why you hang out with psychopaths.
it's like exactly. It's like an archaeologist, but you're looking for fucked up things people say, fucked up states of mind that people are in, images, personalities, and I just keep compiling the funniest things that I can and refining it and taking it forward.
Right.
What have you noticed a lot, like over your doing it? Have you noticed a lot of people like throw in the towel with comedy? And if so,
I know one guy. Who I'm not going to say his name specifically because he might start again at any point. I don't know.
oh, but he's recently come to you and been like, I'm done.
He didn't say he's done. I have another friend who did say he's done, but this guy that I'm talking about specifically. Oh shit, that was mine. Sorry. I guess you're just gonna have two
It's his
now.
now.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
That's
Cheers.
hilarious.
To our future sponsor.
Yeah, that's right. Give us a call, bud.
I know a guy who had like the funniest dark jokes, and he basically told me, he's like, well, it's the industry and the networking that goes into it that can really, it just, everything's so romanticized at first, and then when you realize what it takes to network and move up,
Yeah.
he was basically just so turned off by it that he decided, you know what, I can live without not needing to do it.
Right, so it's like the hustle
I
and
can
the
live without
game of stand-up that was too much for him. I can imagine that it's not really that type of mentality is not really conducive to a stand-up mind.
Think
like
about
where
it,
you're
okay?
always looking for the absurdity of a situation and what's funny in it, and then you have to take like this one aspect of it actually seriously to succeed.
Yeah.
You know? Like
Well, I always
call venues and
I always tell people, I'm glad I'm a musician and not a comic, because a comic to me is way harder than a musician. Because
way harder.
I get to practice. I mean, like in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
The only time you get to practice your instrument is when you're doing it, right?
Or I have a couple friends that I call like every day, and we talk to one another. But you're right,
But usually, do you have
Right.
your comic friends? Do they say that fucking sucks? Or will they be like, yeah, well, and do you
I
have
have
to
a
kind of
guy-
like decode, like, that means that wasn't good?
I have a guy who goes like this.
Okay, well that's good. So like,
Yeah, no, I have no use
Are they
for like
honest?
support for that's like fake support.
but you
obviously.
never play to a room full of comics, though.
In New York, I did. When I first went, before I had a gig like at a comedy club, I just like checked out the open mic scene. Some of the open mics were all comics, but because they didn't know me, I was like this new. I spiced up the show that I was on because they were busy watching their friends and they didn't really care. So this new guy comes out of nowhere. I'm very animated. I had a lot of energy. I gave it my all because it was my first open mic at a comedy club in New York City. Like,
Wow.
obviously I want to give a good impression, even
big
if it's
time.
it was awesome, man, and I learned a lot on that trip. But yeah, my point being is it was entertaining for them because they've never seen me. So like if I'm in front of comics that don't know me, to me it's just an audience, but just a harder audience But this is the thing, man. Like, I don't do in my act. There's not a lot of hacky. Like, I gotta say, there's not a lot of hacky ideas that at least I don't think that are going into my act. So if someone sees my act, there's gonna either way they're gonna be like, oh, that was an interesting take on how Brazilian people sound.
Yeah.
Where I do a bit about how how Anderson Silva, like Brazilian MMA fighters, like they make funny sounds.
Yeah.
So like it's unexpected that someone who beats the shit out of people for a living sound like I own. Like if you put up Anderson Silva post-fight interview, he sounds like a chick basically, or like a fucking
He is very soft spoken. He has a sweet voice.
like he's like he sounds like that.
Yeah, but yeah, I find your like what you talk about is I feel like look at this shit, dude. He's fucking wrecking him, dude.
You wouldn't expect,
and then he sounds like an angel afterwards.
Yeah, he does.
Like Mike Tyson sounded weird, but at least he was aggressive. He's like high pitched voice, but he's like, I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot.
Yeah.
I'll
But
orphan
he's
your
still
children.
like an aggressive guy. This guy's all like he's happy, he's calm.
Oh my god, that guy's dying. That guy's dying.
Yeah.
I represent in Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, one of the greatest, man. There was a fight last night.
Yeah.
What
What I love about your set, Samson, is that you're kind of almost like a fighter. Is that you never sit still.
Yeah.
Like verbal, like mentally, and like physically.
Also,
too.
I don't get someone who has to sit down if they're only standing for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like not that long,
And also, too, I've noticed with you is that a lot of comics, you can tell that they are waiting or hoping for a laugh. Whereas when I watch you, you're just like, I feel like this guy's just going to do this no matter what the fuck's going on. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like you have a level of energy that is with the audience but doesn't care what the fuck the audience is doing.
I like the sound of that. It's nice.
Yeah.
Like if you watch Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes, it was on.
Whatever.
He kept saying like, I don't care. So like on one hand,
Right, okay, yeah, where he
But doesn't
roasted
like
Hollywood,
the more
right?
someone says they don't care,
That's, yeah, exactly.
they care?
personally, I enjoyed his set or whatever, his act.
Yeah, same.
Because I like chaos. Some people criticized it, saying like, "Oh, he sounded like an open micer," but I'm like, dude, like he's fucking hilarious. Like, how could you compare him to an open micer if he's so much funnier than I've ever been in my whole life? I can't say that about the guy. Just because he's saying shit that an open micer would say, he's also fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, final question.
Oh yeah, we're coming to an end.
Yeah, the worst question of the night is,
Where do you get your ideas from?
yeah, and who's your favorite comedian?
Okay, I get my ideas from probably like my split multiple personalities that I have in my mind. Oh god, what a weird answer. No, like I have
It's
like
a horrible question.
it's definitely like there's definitely another voice, like another author of thoughts going on, because sometimes it comes purely out of nowhere. It's almost like Tourette's. Like the way someone with Tourette's will just out of nowhere be like, fuck shit. Like I'll just be like, this is a whole situation will play in my head.
So you don't repress any of that. You just let it fucking blast through.
I need it.
Yeah.
Because that's like the source, right? So like when that itch, it's more of an itch, right? So instead of having the itch and then like impulsively swearing, I'll have the itch and then impulsively visualize a whole bit before my eyes very quickly, and then try to remember it and write it down. So that's why if you watch me in the beginning, before I started having like jokes, it was more like describing funny observations.
visual.
It was always more like I was always more cut out for like a writer's room for like a show or like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like Family
okay.
Guy just goes into ADD, like random things. So like it's just a lot of random observations, and it just comes out of nowhere.
So who do you like to watch?
Yeah, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite
okay,
comic?
so
the dumbest
currently
thing.
my favorite comic is definitely Artie Lang from Howard Stern.
hilarious.
Wow.
And I was reminded by Artie because when you were showing the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it reminded me of this quote that he said once on Late Night, where he's like, he has an uncle who was watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and just like he's so ignorant that because he saw Geller as the last name of the Jew, he walked in. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a Jew broad who fights Draculas." So like in his mind, it's a Jew broad who fights Draculas.
Yeah.
So like that quote. So why do I love Artie? Because like he his stories just
Amazing.
they're ingrained in your memory because
Yeah.
they're so good, and he's always entertaining, this guy. Like even when he came out of this crazy drug escapades, like and
Yeah.
he was back on Rogue and he went on Legion of Skanks, like I was concerned, like, is he going to be funny still? Is he like, in my opinion, Eminem? I liked him more when he was like more fucked up.
Yeah.
I like his old stuff so much more than his new stuff. So yeah, Artie's just as hilarious sober. If anything, he's crazier now because the heroin used to like calm him down, and he'd be so tired, and his voice
That's right.
was always like, and now he's like, and now he's kind of just talking, and he's more active.
I
He's like,
bet he feels fucked up too. Because when you're an addict, when you stop doing the thing, it feels like you're on something. Like if you an alcoholic,
he must feel like he's on
stop
speed.
drinking, it feels like you're doing another drug, not drinking.
he kind of looks like he's on an amphetamine now because he's
Yeah.
so like awake and shit. But actually,
Crisp.
according to what his friends and family are saying, that now he's actually more present now. Like I don't know, people like I could tell people on coke are always like in another, and they're thinking somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
they'll be in front of you, but they're thinking about when they're gonna do coke again or
Exactly.
something.
It was just in 3 minutes.
So now I've noticed now when I've watched him online, he's actually like his soul is present.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. I saw him on. I think it was Rogan. It was definitely Rogan interviewing, but he was like they were in a different.
Also,
studio.
Sam Morril, by the way, I want to name as a newer comic that I was like a huge fan of since day one.
Sam Morril.
Sam Morril, yeah.
Who's this?
Well, he got some publicity, some negative publicity, because he did an N-word joke years ago. And I remember people telling me, like, oh, you like Sam Morril? He did that controversial N-word joke.
Nope, not that guy.
And he plays basketball. Wow.
M.O. But yeah, I knew he was hilarious from the beginning, and now he was in The Joker, the movie. He was one of the comics in the comedy club.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I was always a huge fan since day one, and his joke writing is very good. He's definitely influenced by the comics that I like, so he's definitely influenced by like Dave Attell and
Yeah.
and probably Artie as well. Yeah, in terms of new comics.
Funny.
Guy on my flight offered me some of his pre-L. If there's an uprising.
Oh, I don't know about Twitter. I never go on Twitter, by the way. I literally
You don't have a Twitter?
I don't have a Twitter. I never
Really,
care.
as a comedian?
How? Okay.
Instagram.
Okay. One other thing. How
I like menus with pictures.
How essential do you think it is for comedians to operate on social media, and which ones and why, and who cares?
All I know is like I fantasize about deleting social media like at least once a week. Like I just want to like. There's a meme that I saw where it's like we used to use computers to escape reality. Now we want to escape our computers. And yeah, that's totally how I feel. Like I often want to escape it all and let go of it all. So how do I feel about not being on Twitter? Like I don't even. It's not even an option for me. I'd just be too many addictions. So like stupid.
Yeah.
In other words, it brings out things into me. It brings out things in me that I otherwise would shit on. Like I would judge someone who cares about that, but then I end up caring. I don't like what it brings out in me.
Tricky situation we found ourselves in with social media.
Yeah, I would have been happier if it was more limited, if it was less available and less relevant.
Oh yeah, I don't see that happening anytime.
Dude, if you don't
No.
post once a week, like you're not relevant on Instagram.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Exactly.
It's like then you're posting random shit just because you work for free now. You work for Instagram.
Yeah, I guess like the only way to beat it is to make another zone of relevance that's not social
I know
media.
a guy who just uploads pictures of fucking doors, and like it's not that interesting. And he was telling me, he's like, yo, bro, bro, I think I'm shadow banned. And I was like, bro, believe me, no one gives a fuck enough about your doors that they're like, we can't. Like he was paranoid because he cares so much about attention from social media that he was like, I think I'm shadow banned. I'm like, bro, there's nothing
The
that.
shadow realm, like he's in fucking.
Like shadow
Yu-Gi-Oh.
ban means like
On
if
the
you look
upside
up
down.
someone's name, they'll show up as the last thing, and it's hard to find their content.
What?
And I told him, I was like, "Duh, maybe your fucking pictures of doors are not that fucking interesting.
Maybe
let's
they
just
suck.
maybe consider the possibility.
But in other words, people are going
You're
crazy.
boring.
People are literally going crazy, and there's scientific studies that you're happier without social media.
100%.
Sure.
Like you're literally
100%.
happier without
Sure,
it.
sure.
So, you know, if you're
But-
gonna kill yourself but not
but-
delete Facebook first, at least give it a shot.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Final question: how would you kill yourself?
Good question. If I'm actually depressed, I would say like fentanyl patches and just like be happy about it and like feel good.
Right, go
But
out
Do they make
smooth.
those?
Yeah, they do, like transdermal fentanyl patches. Yeah, actually, they gave me fentanyl when I had a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
On my file. I didn't
Yeah,
even know.
yeah.
They didn't even tell me about it. You know, what if I was an addict? I don't know.
Right.
But yeah,
That's a
definitely
trade-off.
a lot
That's
of
a
drugs.
trade-off.
Definitely, I would just do a lot of drugs, like
Right,
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, like
Yeah.
the suitcase.
There was a
Right,
guy, I heard
yeah,
a great
yeah.
story about a guy who like, he's like, my life is over. I'm gonna like mortgage like remortgage my house and like quit my job, take my severance or whatever, like scrape up everything I have and just go on like a 2-week hookers and blow like escapade
Fuck
in
it.
Mexico.
Yeah, at that point, what do you have to lose? You know?
And did it. He spent like $20,000 on hookers and cocaine.
Did he die in the
in
end?
2 weeks. No, he was planning on killing himself when he like had
Then
nothing.
He got happier out of
But
that.
then he got happy, and then he decided that life was worth living after that.
So his addiction is his hookers and blow. Kept him
Exactly.
alive.
And then
He
and then that's
refound
awesome.
himself, and then he like went into something else.
You should
like, he
explain.
Left his shitty job
You should go
and
to
stuff.
high schools and tell kids like before you kill yourself, hookers and blow.
Yeah, do a bunch
It'll
of
save your
blow,
life.
It'll make you reevaluate your priorities.
Yeah, cool.
That's a positive ending.
Well, on that note,
there it is.
that was good, man. Hey,
No,
Sam,
this was an anti-suicide message.
Yeah.
we really
Call
came back to it a
811,
whole
please.
bunch. You got any more
Thank you,
dates
man.
to plug? You're playing the 20th
Yeah,
at the
plug 'em up.
theater.
Yeah,
Plug 'em
yeah. So actually, I don't know when is this coming out.
Next week.
Tomorrow.
Which date? What date is it going to be?
It's gonna be like
Probably-
next Thursday.
So
Yeah.
that's what.
We're gonna say the 13th.
Hello.
Okay. So this is the 2 days after. So yeah. So March 20th, Theater St. Catherine. Just look up "Get Fucked," the Get Fucked show.
Okay.
And then otherwise, I have I have some friends in Ottawa who are going to come see me at Yuck Yucks, March 28th. Both shows, 7 and 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday. So that's cool.
Check
Nice.
it out.
Yeah, man. So hit me
And
up. And,
are you on
it's all on
Instagram?
Eventbrite as well.
Instagram,
Cool.
Facebook, Samson Cooperman.
Instagram, Facebook, just my name, Samson Cooperman. It's probably costing me followers because my name is a little long, I find. I think
No,
shorter
it'll be-
names are better.
it's
eh?
distinctive.
Cool. Nice. Any advice to Jews out there?
Final word.
To Jews.
The up-and-coming Jews.
To Jews. Let's see. I don't know. Like, there's. I think their Jews are just where they're going to be for a while. Like,
Nice.
I think they're just dead set on being how they are now.
Nice.
There's nothing I could say that'll
Keep
affect
at it.
anything.
Keep at it, Jews. Keep at it.
Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck do I say to the Jews? I don't know. I defended you today when someone said Hitler was a Jew. I said, I don't know about that.
There you go.
Nice.
And yeah, I don't know. Fuck. Just try to tone down the neurotic side. Take it easy a little. Be good to yourself mentally. You shorten your life when you get consumed by anxiety. So just try to schedule that for when you need it most.
Oh, nice.
And then you'll be good. Just
Wow.
I mean, it's
that
kind
really, that really took a insightful turn.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really nice.
Samson, always a pleasure.
I've just never
man.
thought, what would I say to the Jews? I spent my whole life with them. I don't know.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Full of surprises. All right.
Awesome. Beautiful. Wonderful.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Peace.